Apple TV Plus's new psychological thriller is finally out. It's inspired by the nonfiction novel of Daniel Keyes, The Minds of Billy Milligan. We don't know to what extent the show will stick to the source, but we believe it will be amazing. The best part about the release is that we get to see the first 3 episodes at the same time. From now on, the show's upcoming episodes will be released once a week, but we can't deny the fact that it's an amazing start. Today, we'll discuss the first 3 episodes. Don't worry, we won't bore you with the details. Instead, we'll talk about the most highlighted incidents. If you're ready, let's dive in. The first episode starts with Tom Holland's portrayal of Danny. He's on the subway and he seems pretty anxious. It's like he's having a panic attack or something. So we can say that even the first few seconds of the show slowly builds tension, and we love it. Then we understand that he has a gun and a company called Ariana, and they're after someone. When they finally find their target, Danny sees his face and just freezes. At this point, his company takes the gun from him and starts shooting randomly with the intention of killing the target. After shooting him right in the shoulder, she drops the gun and starts running after him. Danny takes the gun, and guess what? The police sees him holding it. All of these incidents happened in the first 5 minutes of the show. We wanted to make sure that you realize how fast-paced the show starts. That's promising for sure. With the music, setting, and shots, the tension was built successfully. After all, it's a thriller, and it immediately gives us what we wanted. Then we see Raya, whose job is to reveal Danny's mystery. In this episode, thanks to Raya, we get to see his life. He's not a popular person in school, and he has an evil stepfather. All he has is his mother and his 2 good friends. He also falls for a girl called Annabelle, and after spending a good time together, she decides that she doesn't want to be friends or more with him, and he seems really affected by her decision. Briefly, it's clear that he didn't have the best life, and his past seems a little troubled. In the end of the first episode, Raya asks him where his landlord Yitzhak and Ariana are. She also says that this is not the first time when someone close to him suddenly disappears, and she asks, "What happened to Adam?" referring to his deceased little brother. Episode 1 leaves us with a growing suspicion, but as we have 2 more episodes that we can take a look at, so it's just fine. In the beginning of episode 2, we see that Raya decides to pay a visit to the boarding house. What she sees is an empty house with a broken window, Danny's half-burned drawings, and a wall covered with blood. Then we see her talking to him once again. The flashbacks reveal his relationship with Ariana, and they show how this dangerous duo got closer in time. Episode 2 mostly focuses on Ariana. According to flashbacks, she was constantly out at nights, always came home drunk, and she was crying in the mornings. She seems emotionally unstable, and honestly, we don't know about her, at least for now. We strongly believe that she has a dark side, and she mentions she had a rough time in the past. But the most intriguing part about her story is the ending of the episode. We see her in a flooded basement, and there are 2 unconscious bodies. Are they held captive in the basement? Are they dead or alive? We don't know. In this episode, Raya seems like she's implying that Ariana may not be real. She talks about her as a perfect best friend for him. Earlier, she was skeptical about Yitzhak too. She thought that it's strange how he suddenly showed up while Danny was cornered by some bullies from his school. Yitzhak seems like a savior, and rightfully she finds it odd. We know both Johnny and Mike met these people before, so it seems like they are not products of imagination. But what if Danny's friends are imaginary too? What if his mind comes up with different personalities according to his social needs? Do you think it's possible? Let us know. As for episode 3, we see Raya talking about the drawings she found. She thinks they might be the victims, but we're not sure yet. In this episode, she keeps questioning him and trying to figure out his past. So here comes the flashbacks once again. In this episode, Ariana opens up a little. She says that she was raped by her father's friend and she would do anything to make him disappear. Our mysterious character says that he gets it, so we can assume that he was raped too. In fact, he starts talking about his little brother and says he couldn't take it any longer. Our suspect is definitely his stepfather, Marlon. Because Danny was really uncomfortable when he was around, especially when Marlon held his wrist or tried to open the bathroom door while he was in the bathtub. He was definitely in panic mode. Since Ari asked for his help, he comes up with a plan to get a gun. He decides to pay a visit to a drug dealer called Angelo. We see the drug dealer wants more than money to sell the gun, and he forces Danny to do things he doesn't want to do. Too scared to fight, he settles for whatever Angelo asks, but we see that his good friend Johnny comes and rescues him. Don't you think it's really weird? Whenever he needs help, someone always looks out for him. Anyways, he manages to get the gun and gives it to Ariana to make her feel safer. She refuses it at first and wants him to get rid of it. The next day, we see Mike coming over to the boarding house and reminds him that Annabelle will stop by. At this point, we learn that he struggles to remember some of the things. When Annabelle shows up, she and Danny spend some quality time together, and those scenes are just amazing to watch. They definitely have chemistry, and they are really cute together. But something's wrong. Someone later on, we learn that it's Angelo, breaks into the house and looks for Danny to get revenge. This part reveals an important clue. As viewers, we know that Johnny was the one who hit Angelo, but he says that it was Danny. While our troubled young man is in a difficult and stressful situation, Yitzhak suddenly appears and saves him once again. Later on, we see Ariana asking for Danny's help to scare her rapist off, and he accepts. Then we see the incident. We find out that her rapist is actually Marlon. At this point, we can come to an agreement that she is definitely one of his personalities. He must be really traumatized by whatever happened to him and his brother that he probably created different personalities as a coping mechanism. We've mentioned about how he doesn't remember everything and he has blank spots. These might be because of his other personalities. For instance, he might have invited Annabelle when he was Ariana or Mike, who knows? When he needs to focus on human relationships, he might be using Ariana or Mike. While she's all about emotions, he's a confident guy who encourages him whenever he needs. When he needs to be protected, he has Yitzhak because he's strong, protective, and he reminds him of a father figure. As for Mike and Johnny, they are always there for him whenever he needs someone to rely on. These people are all designed for his needs. We believe the tension will continue through the final. So far, the show is not slow at all, and it's really generous to give clues. The mystery resolves step by step, and we're really curious about what awaits us in the upcoming episode. It seems like The Crowded Room will be one of the most popular shows that Apple TV Plus have, and we're happy to have a great psychological thriller. Have you found a chance to watch The Crowded Room? What do you think about the show so far? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and share it with your friends. You can also subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you soon.